Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ. Lying with me, as always, as my two wonderful co-hosts. First, you know him, you love him, Nate, the little goon Foss.
I'm not going to say what we were saying before we started, but it was funny.
And also with us is Dan, who's probably really mad that we swore a bunch of times before we started the pod, Scully.
He was doing it too.
That's true, he was. We also had to restart the countdown 4 times. There's also that.
Which is not unusual for this podcast.
So we're all in a very good mood as you can either see or listen or hear, I should say.
Oh my
we're in
God.
a great mood. What's oh my God?
You.
Yeah. That being said, anyways, let's move on. We had a great weekend of hockey for both teams this weekend. This is probably one of the best total weekends of hockey this program has had in quite a while. This might actually be my favorite, just pure weekend for both teams that we've had in quite a long time. So we're gonna jump right in first with the ladies because they had 2 games this weekend, both at home, both against the Union Garnet Chargers. So pitching over to Dan to get us started on that.
Nate, you got a broom handy?
I do.
Except we're not going to be able. There we go. We can
Let's
actually
go!
see it through the background.
Yeah, except he keeps clipping away.
Let's go.
Oh.
Not only did the women's team pick up 2 wins over the weekend, they came from behind in both games.
Hey man,
What?
dub's a dub.
I'll take it, but
I don't understand why you're upset by that. You know how many times last year...
I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Let's also look at the fact that let's also look at
I just think we shouldn't have been down in the first place, but whatever.
They were only down by 1. That's
right.
Fine. Like, it's okay. Considering they scored more than 1 in both games, I'll take it.
On Friday, Union started in the first period. Score at the end of the first was 1-0. But then the Tigers, I don't know.
Hang on. I'd never noticed this girl's last name. Her last name is Friday, and she scored on Friday. That's actually kind of sick.
Funny as you think
it's like deja vu all over again because I had to listen to that on Friday.
Because I don't think you think that's as funny as it is. Like, anyways,
it's funny.
Not to me, it's not.
I don't know what was
always horrible.
I don't know what was said by the coaches or the captains in the first intermission, but whatever it was, it worked right out of the gate. 36 seconds into the second period, Emma Pickering scores. Then Kylie Aquero says, let's add to that a little over a minute later. So 2 minutes into the second period, Tigers are up 2-1. This was after having not been able to score on a 5-minute power play in the first. Funny enough, that would not be the last 5-minute of the weekend for either day. Megan McCormick would add to the lead late in the second, and then Addie Alvarez would capitalize on a power play in the third on the second 5-minute major that Union took.
And I'm going to be honest, that first 5-minute major, boarding, yes. Penalty, yes. Major,
Well, here's the thing. They called it a hit from behind, and you can't... unless it's an open ice hit from behind, they can't call anything less than a 5.
Right, that's the issue. I think they called the wrong penalty, and they were forced to call it a major. It was definitely boarding, for sure. But, I could have seen it either way, but didn't eventually matter anyway. So
I mean, watching the game back, it was definitely like I guess it is, but I can see how you cannot call that a 5. Like, I see where you're coming from on that.
yeah.
Also, fun fact, in this game, both teams had a player come out of the box and score a goal shortly afterward. Union's only goal came from the player that took the 5-minute major in the first
Like
period.
immediately scored.
And then
I hate when that crap happens. It drives me insane.
Megan
Unless it's
McCormick's
us.
goal late in the second was a stretch pass to her leaving the
Oh.
box from Jesse
Oh.
Perks.
Oh,
That pass was insane.
what a pass. What a goal.
That was like a
think
straight
I
up
said,
snipe. It was perfectly
I think I
aimed.
said to
was.
Dom, like in the last couple of years, how many breakaways have we not scored on?
Too many.
Too many.
It was finally nice to finally watch one go in. It was a great shot too. Like we had where I was had the perfect angle on it, just right over the glove, right into the corner of the net. It was beautiful.
Speaking of Megan McCormick, can we give her a shout out for the absolute like gem move she did this weekend? That was actually incredible.
Do you
I'll
want
let
to tell
Dan
the
kind of
story,
go with that, 'cause
JJ? Because I'm going to get it wrong. And
I
Nate
don't have
has
all
no
the-
idea what you're talking about.
it was.
I'm so lost.
I tried to find it for him. It's buried in Discord. I tried to find it. It was effectively just there was I believe it was it a sick kid or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, I got it. Yep.
I'm pretty sure that there was a sick kid who went to the game. And Megan like signed a stick and gave it to them or something like that. I forget the details, but the person basically wrote a really nice note and kind of posted it on. I forget. I think it might have been on Facebook. But basically saying that Megan McCormick had effectively made this kid's whole weekend. Which is awesome to see. Like I love like that's what sports is about for me. Is like it's yeah you win, but like it's about the impact you make on people by playing a sport. That was just incredible to see. I saw that, it just kind of like warms your heart. There was like 35 orange heart emojis in Discord that were reacted to on that. I wish I could find it so I could like see the whole story, but I can't find it right now. But it was awesome. It was back like Saturday night. You'll probably have to find it.
Well, and this goes back to something that we've talked about before, that there are three things that our coaches on both sides look for in who they're recruiting, and it goes in this order: great people, great students, and great athletes.
It looks like it was just some kid that worked or that visited Megan at locker room where she works, obviously away from the rink, getting equipment, whatever, and they go in there all the time and they talk with her how much they love going to games and all that stuff. That's what it looked like. So still a great move. That she's got a letter on her jersey for a reason. So
Yes,
I think that's one of them.
exactly.
One of the big reasons for sure. But Dan, you're right. Like the good people part is really number one. Like you don't want people that just are there to play hockey. Like you want people giving back to the community and representing the RAT community well in the Rochester community.
Yeah, you want people with good moral compass too, unlike certain players at another school that I'm not going to bring up, but everybody who follows
Nope.
college hockey will definitely know who I'm talking about. And that's why I think our programs have been so successful over the years, is because we recruit good students and good people first. The talent comes later, and I think a lot of schools that just pick up guys that can play really well don't have as much like success for as long as we have, mostly because they have to go through these stretches of yeah, these guys are jerks, no one wants to play with them.
Yeah.
But
Did we
anyways,
get
back
to Addie?
I was going to say, let's talk about the young people, because our young players came out and just said, nope, we're taking this game. Bye-bye. The win belongs to us.
Addie's goal was pretty.
Yeah.
Nice rebound. She just had a gaping 4x6 and was not missing.
I wish
And they
I'd
finally
been there
scored on
to
the power
see
play.
it.
Finally scored on the power play.
Took them long enough.
Took a while, but we got one.
Yep. I mean, even then, Pickering and Alvarez both scored Friday. Like,
Right.
Celeste wanted goal scorers out of the freshmen, and here we go. Now we've got them.
And I say, like, finally scored on the power play. I mean, they had 12 shots.
They also
power play
had
shots.
18 minutes of power play time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, another goal or two in there would have been nice, but credit to Union's PK.
Yeah,
Seriously,
they were pretty good.
Credit to their penalty kill. They were phenomenal. They blocked 14 shots. And is this a like decade low? RAT only blocked 9.
That's it.
Blocked 9
That's
shots.
it. Are you kidding me? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's low for us. Wow.
It is. Good game for Sophia too. It was good to see her get in the pipes. She looked good. She looked solid. 21 saves. The goal wasn't even really her fault. Puck just kind of flew out into the slot, and it was a great shot. But take it, win's a win. It was good to finally see them get a win against a quality opponent on home ice. So it's been a frustrating few years. And I think that's what made this weekend a lot more fun too, with the women's results as well. So
And
get some power play goals. More power play goals. Come on.
Saturday was a little closer. 2-1 win for the Tigers. But I'm seeing here there were 992 people in attendance. I like that.
It was a good crowd. It was a really good crowd. It helped that, the women's hockey reunion was this weekend, but
true.
That brought a lot of people in, but it was good to see.
There was a lot of people there.
The whole club section was packed.
Oh yeah.
Corner had a good amount of people. And
was that the families of players, or was that just the old team? Because
probably a mix of both.
Because Pickering got a massive cheer, and you looked at me and were like, "Oh, the Emma Pickering fan club is here today.
The Pickering clan is here." Yeah, it was a good game. Good crowd. It was loud. It was loud at the end, which was kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
Scoreless for the first half of the game. Union scored 9:50 into the second on the power play. We were awful close to killing that one off too, huh?
Yeah.
Emma Rowland answered a couple of minutes later. And
she is really back
to
being
being
herself.
Going.
Yeah.
Again.
She's really starting to get going.
Like last year she was kind of off, and this year she's just picking right back up, and it's nice and refreshing to see, because I think that's something
it's not always
last
year. Not always her scoring goals too. Like her play has picked up from last year.
She's fast as all hell. Oh my gosh, she's zipping all over the place. It's like when are you not seeing Emma Rowland involved in the play? And
we have a couple.
Lexi Sung was a sleeper yesterday too, or a Saturday.
We have a couple players that I think we're dealing on both sides that we're dealing with some nagging injuries and stuff, but everybody's starting to come back and starting to look like their old selves again. So,
and then Jaden Farney would score the game winner on the power play about halfway through
beautiful shot.
That shot was
beautiful shot. Got
stuck
up in the back bar, in between the back bar and the netting, and the referee's standing right there looking right at it. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if it's a goal or not." Dude, you're looking right at it.
Where'd the puck go?
It was the fastest review I've ever seen in my life.
What was it?
Also, that puck was like lodged there.
I couldn't find it because I couldn't believe either one of them. Was it?
I think it was Footy.
It might have been Plouffe. No, I think it was Plouffe, because he was like, "Oh, I don't know, where's the puck? It's in the net. You looked at it. How did
it was like lodged. Well, it was just straight lodged in between the net and like the middle bar. I was like, where the hell did it go? Where'd the puck go? And I was like, wait, what? Like, I don't know how it perfectly got stuck there. It was like when you shoot a basketball and it gets stuck in between the backboard and the rim.
I
Jump
think the
off.
best part of this game too was Union pulled their goalie with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah, that was, and
And
I thought of Dan
mhm,
when
yeah,
that happened. I thought
Because
of
of
Dan
what I
when
said.
that
the
happened. When
last
it's like, yep, usually when you
4:21,
pull the goalie sooner, it's not a good thing. And I'm like, crap, here it comes.
and they learned from that RPI game because that was a defensive like showcase for 4.5 minutes. And this team said, no, we're not giving up a late tying goal again. It was awesome. And then, they grinded
We
out a win.
also talk about the fact there was like, and we talk about the fact there was like 3 doinks off the damn goalpost. I was like, come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
man.
So what I'm
Jesus.
hearing is between
They
the
they
two
were making it
games,
very difficult on us.
what I'm
I
hearing
was
is
like, come
between the
on.
2 games, Saturday was the day of the goalpost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, there were a couple posts that Saturday.
God,
Another 10 shots on the power play too. Like
good stuff.
With
the pucks are gonna once with the power play, and the pucks are gonna start going in
yeah.
on this power play. You just gotta be patient with it.
Well, and that's 10 shots with only 6.5 minutes of power play time.
Right. Right.
Versus 12 in 18 minutes on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean the puck's gonna start going in, and once it starts going in, it'll keep going in.
Yep.
18 blocks too, and a bunch of them coming late in the third as well. So good way to grind out a win when you needed one. And the when they came and crashed into the boards, it was just awesome. It was unbelievable. The look of pure joy on everybody when they came flying into
was
the
so
glass
good.
was awesome. I think
It was
Bailey.
so good. I was
I
so
had the
happy.
broom and Bailey comes right over to me and we just both start screaming with the little voice I had.
Bailey Kale is one of the best people in this program.
She
She's
is
the
one of
best.
my favorite humans on the planet. She's awesome. Yeah, good weekend. I'd say decent.
Oh yeah,
Like a
he
few
goes
more
decent.
like it.
We're gonna mention this once and never again. We've already matched our win total from last year, so take it and run. Take it and run.
Hype. But let's add
I
like
think
10 more onto this, and I'll be happy.
I like, and I kind of had this thought too. Like this weekend might have signaled, the end of the dark age with this program. That's what it felt
Yes.
like with the
Mhm.
way they played and the crowd on both nights and just the energy in the building and the way the team played. I think it really did signify the end of those dark days for the program, which were a lot longer than I think all of us wanted. But I think it's all behind us now, and we're finally seeing a Celeste Brown hockey team that knows how to win hockey games. So, and that's a
Yeah.
scary hockey team, baby. That is a scary hockey
He was
team.
also honored before the.
Yes,
He
the
was
champ.
also honored before the during the games too, which was cool to see.
No big deal. She only scored the game-winning
Yes, sir.
goal in a national championship game.
As a freshman. As a freshman.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Also,
That freshman class was insane. They lost 2 playoff games their whole career.
I
2,
also love the fact. I also love
which
how
is nuts.
I also love how like and Nate can speak to this with me also. When we had to go this past Wednesday to Policini to get interviewed for that one student film that's coming out, the women were practicing down there. And I sat there with your dad going, man, Celeste is like on skates with a helmet and gloves, whipping around in between players. Like she could still actually suit up and play with them.
She
His dad was
absolutely
like,
could.
Nate, your dad was
So-
like, yes, you could tell she really misses playing.
We don't usually get to watch practice, right? So that was kind of a
No.
cool thing just for a couple minutes. And Celeste is just skating around, shooting pucks, getting in the way of everybody, like on purpose.
Yeah, she
like,
was like interfering with the drill. Like she was like a body
that's
that was
the
in the
point.
kind of
No,
I
that's
know.
the point. Yeah.
I know, but like
So
I was like, man, like I'm
it was
sick of
just
seeing her
funny, like,
body.
cause she's smiling the whole time and like not doing a lot of coaching. So
No. Like, you know what? Like she is coaching. Think about it.
yeah. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And man, were they flying around too.
Yeah.
Like this team's got some speed, man.
Grease lightning.
I get it because Addie played for Greece.
That was not at all where I was going with that, but
No,
okay.
whatever.
Survey says
I guess before we go over the week in CHA, we should go over some awards that dropped today. Dan.
yeah, let's do that.
Hello.
A lot of orange.
Hello.
Actually, it was all orange.
It was all
Yeah.
orange.
Technically speaking, yes.
One of them shouldn't have been on there just for the jerseys that they were wearing.
Oh, those are awful.
Disgusting.
Why?
Whoever designed those should
If
go to
any
hell.
of you haven't seen the new Syracuse jerseys, I
Don't
would
look at
say
them.
go look at them, but maybe don't.
No, it'll destroy your eyesight for like a year straight.
Forward of the week, Lindsay Maloney.
Shocker.
2 assists on Saturday. And yeah, 2 assists Saturday.
These are so ugly.
Too many tabs. She also won 21 out of 40 draws in the series.
Dang. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The only non-Tiger, I won't dwell on this very long, was Rachel Teslack from Syracuse for Defenseman of the Week.
Nope.
Ooh.
Co-goaltenders of the week for the conference. Both of them
That was
Tigers.
funny.
Nuts.
Sarah Coe and
Hilarious.
Sophia Molina.
The
Nuts.
fact that the fact they both had the same exact stat line on Friday and Saturday is really spooky. And it makes perfect sense for a Friday the 13th weekend. I'm just gonna put that out there.
This is Coe's 8th career CHA weekly honor and second this season.
Oh my god.
Oh god. If she doesn't win goalie of the year this year, it's just rigged against her. I'm sorry.
At this
Sorry.
point, she's got to be, right? Like
there's no
at this point in the season, like she's got to be goaltender of the year right now.
at this point in time, I would say yes.
Good thing it's October and not March.
Now that could change down the line, but at the same time, I also don't think it's going to change down the line. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing that again in March, April. It's
Next
when
week.
the awards come out. Yeah.
But what do
It's
you
gonna just
mean,
happen.
guys? RIT's going to finish last in the conference.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
And rounding it out, Emma Pickering, CHA Rookie of the Week, with a goal and an assist. 3 block shots and a +2. So
She's been so good. She is so good.
It's kind of
It's
scary how good she's
scary.
been.
it's scary in the best way.
She could
Yeah.
potentially win Rookie of the Year for CHA too.
The
She
rest
keeps it
of
up.
the league should be horrified.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend to be a Tiger fan, man. It really was. I don't think you could have asked for a better weekend,
No.
especially on the women's side.
Let's
Weekly recap.
pitch it over to Dan again. Let's do scores around the league and then looking ahead to next week too.
So, because we're recording this on Monday, I only have to read Friday and Saturday scores. This is probably the last time this season I'll get to say that. Princeton swept Robert Morris. Both games were 4-goal wins for the Princeton Tigers.
Let's go, RMU. Great start.
Keeping with a theme here, I guess, Cornell swept Penn State with 3-goal wins in each game. Syracuse split a home and home with RPI. The home team took both of those games. RPI 6-2 Friday, Syracuse 3-2 Saturday.
That's an odd home and home, but okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's not a long
You
trip, but
usually
it's not a
you
short
usually
one
don't
either.
see that.
No.
Non-conference home and homes are kind of weird. They're rare. You don't see them that often.
We did it with Colgate a couple of years ago, though.
Yeah, it's true.
And speaking of
I
Colgate,
don't like to talk about those.
that segue was nice. Yeah, I don't like talking about that either because for not just was it not a great series for us, but the away game, I was watching that while I was at KeyBank Center watching the Sabres lose to the Bruins. Speaking of Colgate, 7-0 over Mercyhurst on Friday and 5-1 over Mercyhurst on Saturday.
Yeah, good job, CHA. Yeah, way
I
to pull your
expected
weight.
Mercyhurst to be a little bit more, competitive in that series.
I don't know. Colgate's that good, man.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
Colgate's that
They're
good, but like
that
Mercyhurst
good.
is also pretty good. Like I figured they would put up some sort of resistance
telling you, this
and not
league
just
is
get
wide
railed.
open.
Good.
Wide open.
I think more so than ever, you're right. Also, I'm pretty sure we have the best record in CHA right now too. So I'm gonna say that once the whole year, and that's gonna be the end of it. Overall record because we're 4-2-2.
Nate is fact checking.
That came from Jake Campbell. So if I'm wrong, it's his fault.
So the first game of the week is as we're recording this tomorrow. So by the time anyone watches this, it probably will have already happened.
Yeah.
We are the only team above 500.
I was right. Suck it.
RMU and Syracuse are at 500. Penn State is 1-6-1.
Oof.
Oh my god.
That's bad.
What does their strength of schedule look like?
At
Yeah.
least, if not number one, probably number two. You can find that on USCHO, right?
I think so.
Maybe.
Keep going. I'll find it.
Syracuse will make the trip down to Ithaca to play Cornell Tuesday at 7.
Gross.
And then we contribute to the weeknight hockey by heading up to St. Lawrence Thursday. Don't shush me. I'm going to that game.
That's right.
Okay.
Dan's going to that game. Make sure you don't get beat up by a townie in a sweatshirt that has his company name on it.
Yeah, don't get punched.
But yeah, bring a whiteboard that says "Avenge Whitey."
Dan, please do.
Please do that. Take a picture
Nobody
of yourself
there is
there.
going to get the joke because that guy's not going to show up.
Doesn't matter. We'll know.
Speaking of
Doesn't matter. That's all that matters in the end.
the teams up north, how many times have I used the phrase "speaking of" in the podcast, like since we started this thing, but also so far in this recording? Teams up north. Clarkson will head down to Robert Morris, 3:00 Friday, 1:00 Saturday. Mercyhurst hosts Cornell, 6:00 and 2:00. BU brings Syracuse in 6:00 and 3:00. And Lindenwood will play in the women's icebreaker, which appears to actually be a tournament, unlike the men's icebreaker.
Yes.
They'll play Sacred Heart.
That's weird. I don't like that.
Friday at 7, and then they will play either St. Cloud State or Northeastern on Saturday at a time TBA.
I cannot find that stat we are looking for, but they've played very good teams. We'll just leave it at that.
I know, that's why I asked.
Yeah. Let's see. Penn State, their one win came against Northeastern, who I believe received votes this week in the poll. Just kidding. They're 10th in the poll.
Well, you
UConn,
were right. They did receive votes.
yeah. UConn, who is the second team out receiving votes, they lost and tied with them. Colgate, who is number 3 in the country, which is crap because they should be number 2 over Ohio State, but whatever.
Yes.
And then Cornell, who's also ranked. So they've literally played ranked teams. So I don't think it's fair to judge Penn State yet on a 1-6-1 record, but
Not even
I
close.
think last year they might have been able to get into the tournament without winning CHA, but I think this year they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So
agree
just
with
based
that.
on the non-conference record, they had a good non-conference record last year, from what I remember. So it's
Yeah,
a little odd, but
this is kind of a differing story for them this year than it appears to than as opposed to last year.
I mean, yeah, but they're playing teams that are going to compete for at-large bids or auto
Oh,
bids.
yeah.
I'm not shocked by it, but St. Lawrence is one of those teams that is ranked. I believe they come in at 11 this week.
Yes. Yep.
They're good.
They just
They're very
split
good.
a home and home with number 12 Vermont.
Right.
They took down
And-
Providence, but they only
Yeah.
in one of their games against Mercyhurst, they only won 6-5 in overtime.
That's the game they came back in the third.
Oh, that's
Yep.
okay. So
That's the
maybe
game-
that's a
that's
little
the
more
game they
impressive
scored
than a
3
1-goal
goals in the
win.
last minute and a half. Yeah. So they're good. They have a lot of familiar names on their roster. Couple SU transfers. Like Sarah Marchand, and who is second on their team in points. Not surprising to anybody
Lord.
that knows that.
May Bathurst.
They only have
Yep.
5 players without a point, and 2 of them are goaltenders. So
As if we couldn't get away with
they can put the
from
puck
Sarah
in the net.
Marchand.
They can put the puck in the net, and they can do it a lot. Yeah, they're good. They're very good. They've gotten really good goaltending from Emma Nordstrom.
Oh, and they have somebody that we're familiar with behind their bench too.
Yes.
Who would that
What's
be?
her name?
Brittany Goot.
Yeah,
Oh,
trader.
yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Good hockey team. Should be a good game though.
I hope
I
so.
think if we play the way we played this weekend, I think we're in for a good game. I like that it's a 1 game. Personally, I think that gives us a little, I think if we win this game, I think everybody in the country is going to start looking at RAT a little differently.
I think so too. I think you're right.
And I think we'll see that in the poll voters as well. I wasn't surprised we didn't get any votes this week, but
Neither was I.
I wouldn't have been surprised
If we beat St.
didn't,
Lawrence,
if
we
did,
will.
But if we beat St. Lawrence, I think you got to start having that conversation.
Yep. I was gonna say the same thing. Agreed.
Okay.
I know it's only October, but we're 15th in the pairwise. Just saying.
We're getting there.
And that's with our conference's crappy non-conference record. So, hey, man.
Hey, Penn State, wake up a little bit.
Okay, I know
So
why
we beat you
St.
guys. It'll make us look
Lawrence-
better.
I know why St. Lawrence and Clarkson play non-conference games, even though they're both in the ECAC. That's the Ivy's fault. But Why is one of their non-conference games against Clarkson at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday?
That's
Excuse me.
disgusting.
They
Oh
play
my
at
God.
Clarkson November 8th, which is a Wednesday at 11 a.m.
That's got to be a mess up. There's no way that's real. I'm sorry. If that's real, that's actually disgraceful to both teams.
No, I'm seeing it.
Ugh,
It's 11 a.m.
And
that's so stupid.
it's also listed that way on okay.
So much for morning
On
skate.
Clarkson's website it says area youth game, so maybe that has something to do. Is it like a field trip thing?
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
education
now it
day?
makes sense. Yeah.
That's still weird.
That's still really early.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So much for morning skate. Looks like you're doing morning skate at 10 o'clock at night the night before.
Pretty much.
That's just gross. Like, you don't even have time to get loose. You got to just get there at like 5 a.m. to make sure you're able to like stretch out and be ready to go. Like me going to work at 6 a.m.
And honestly, like, I'd rather play earlier because then it's just wake up and go play the game.
Yeah, but at least if you
Like,
play
you
later,
know
like your
what?
body
Like,
has time to like wake up
but
and
like
get
if you
going.
play later, like, yeah, you have morning skate and whatever, but then you go home and then you just relax. Then you gotta go back and get all warmed up again and all that stuff. I don't know.
I guess.
I can see the argument either way, but it's still an odd time on a Wednesday to play a hockey game.
Yeah. Should we do our predictions for this lone game on Thursday?
I think they play the way they did this weekend, and Sarah Co is Sarah Co. I think all right, I think we can surprise some people. And even if I'm gonna go with a closer game than people might think, but I think it's a winnable hockey game. And I think we're gonna squeak out a 1 goal. We're gonna give up like 35,000 shots in the third period. But I think we're gonna squeak out with like a 3-2 win. I don't know. I
I was
got
gonna
gut
say
feeling.
the
Gut
same
feeling.
exact thing. 3-2 win. Like I'm feeling like if we
And
win, it's gonna be
Dan
close.
Scully's gonna be in the building, and they
Extra
ain't gonna
luck.
let him down.
If they do, then Dan is never allowed to watch as a fan again.
Yeah.
That's not how
banned.
that works.
Dan's just banned from the stands. He's just confined to the stat box.
Just,
No matter what
just
happens.
walk up into
Throw him in the
St.
booth. That's where he
Lawrence's
is.
press box. I'm not allowed to watch RIT women's hockey as a fan. You need to give me a job for one night.
Not even
Let
that.
me do something.
Just let me sit in here. Let me sit in here and like adjust your microphone or something like that. Like not even like doing anything. Just let me sit in here and keep my own stats for my own personal record. Like just ask for that. Let's
Good weekend. Love it.
It's great start so far.
Good game coming up.
And
Very excited.
speaking of great starts, let's talk about Blue Cross Arena, gentlemen. It is that time. The absolute whooping we handed down to the Fighting Irish that occurred Saturday at 7 p.m., not 12 a.m. like the box score suggests. I'm pitching this to Nate. We're gonna go right into it because this is a pretty hyped up game.
So the guys welcomed the Notre Dame frauding Irish into the Terra Dome. That was a sold out Blue Cross Arena.
God.
Gonna be honest, guys, didn't see this one coming.
No, I didn't either.
Gonna be 100% honest, did not see that coming.
Listen, I said I wanted to kill him, but like, oh my God.
Unbelievable crowd. And I know we expected it. It was even better than I think any of us even imagined.
I think I saw 2 Notre Dame fans the entire time. 2.
Also, I'm gonna need to ask the people that came in Notre Dame jerseys, sweatshirts, and RIT hats to please nicely F off and go one way or the other. Thank you. That drives me insane.
Yes, that actually drove me insane.
Jojo
pick one,
from
not
his
both. Good
kitchen
Lord.
got us going. Sorry,
We're still
still
calling
dying.
it that from now on. JoJo's kitchen is the dot.
Oh, duh. Notre Dame took
We're
a
all
stupid
dying.
tripping penalty early on, and JoJo was like, "Thank you very much." 1-0. Place is going berserk.
Bye-bye.
This was another game where penalties were an issue. Um,
You
Mildly.
think?
we'll get
We
to
all
the
saw
one,
Ryan's meme, so
but yeah, that was fun. Can I just say right from the start, Tommy Scarfoni was locked in. That was arguably his best game as a Tiger, and that's hard to beat because
and his
he's had a
revenge
lot
tour
of best
game
games
too.
as a Tiger. Yes, Scarfoni's revenge. Um, Carter
That sounds like a
Wilkie on one of
movie
the weirdest
or a
goals I've
TV
ever
show
seen.
episode.
Like one of the weirdest goals I've ever seen. Like he was standing at top of the crease. He got the puck, and all he had to do was like tap it over the pad, and it went in. I love the up to the ear that he gave after that goal. So it was like, what did everybody say coming into this game? What?
All I can
Um,
hear is the 10,000 screaming RIT fans.
I'll be honest.
Wilkie was
I
yet
was
again the nightmare that Notre Dame remembered him as being.
part of me was hoping Notre Dame would get one to see how many Notre Dame fans there actually were. Because like you never really know until someone scores. So no, like seriously, I was like genuinely curious, but I'm gonna take what we were given, and that was nothing from them.
Yes.
Dead silence the whole game. They're all busy watching the football game on their phone anyway. Losers.
It definitely wasn't also on in the press box or anything.
Genius
It
John
doesn't
Evans sitting there.
surprise me. And then so 2-0 after one, and I looked at some people and I was like, "Oh my god, what is happening?"
You looked at me and were like, "What is going on right now?"
Hello.
The blank look of just literal shock that was on Nate's face was just like he could not believe what was occurring. And I couldn't either. I was kind of shocked by it.
And the penalty kill 6 for 6, including a major and a 5-on-3.
Yeah, that
A
just
He
full
penalty kill was
that
back to
5
where it
on
was
a
last
full
season again.
2-minute 5-on-3 was insane.
Mm-hmm.
That I was confused when that happened because I didn't see the too many men because the benches were too close to.
Mm-hmm.
We've had what, like 9 penalty kills all year and only allowed 1 goal.
No, we have more than that. We took a bunch in the SLU game too.
Well, I thought it was like 9 total.
Our penalty kill percentage has got to be up there, all right?
It's got to be top notch at this point.
We've
We're
allowed
22nd, but that's because a lot of teams are still at 100
and only 1 goal.
Oh.
All right, 11 for 12. I'll take that. That ain't bad.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
Can we not take 12 penalties in 2 games, boys? Like,
I would appreciate
please?
that quite a lot.
Cody Laskowski on a kind of a weird play. The puck squeaked out from a board battle. He came in and just ripped it home. And at 3-0, you almost kind of, with 5 minutes left to go in the second,
kinda
you
knew it
almost
was
kind of
over.
wonder if is Notre Dame going to be able to come back from this. And then
Spoiler alert.
Christian Catalano.
No.
Catalano took a head contact major in a game misconduct. Looking back on it, yeah, he kind of got him a little high. I don't think we'll see anything else from the league for it.
No, I doubt that.
I don't
doubt
think
that.
it was that bad, but
No,
I think it warranted the game misconduct.
The 5 in a game was warranted, but the guy was also in kind of an awkward position too, as he was tripping over
the
legs of one of our other players. So
like part of me kind of thought when that happened, I was like, crap. Like,
yeah, that's kind of where I was like, okay,
like here comes Notre Dame. They're going to capitalize on this, and they just didn't. There was no goal in that 5 minute. We killed it off and just kept on trucking.
Nope.
And they only had 3 shots on goal in that whole 5 minute power play.
That was shocking, actually.
Awesome.
Honestly, I wonder
the 2-on-1 that Notre Dame went on in, and Scarfy just freaking snags it and held it in the air like he was doing this. And oh my god,
he did do that.
The building went berserk.
He turned to the corner and just was going like this with the puck in his hand. What do you mean?
Like, hell yeah, Scarfy. That save is when I knew, oh, there's no way. They're not coming back. Because if that puck goes in, Now it's 3-1 going into the intermission. They still have 2 minutes left on the power play.
Well,
Great, unbelievable performance by everybody
Mm-hmm.
with no scoring in the third. Tommy Scarfoni.
Gustav was zipping around too, getting involved in some plays.
He's had 2 very good games.
Yes, he has.
He has. Tommy Scarfoni, 17 saves in the second period.
That was insane. Insane.
He was the difference.
yeah.
And I
Also,
know
correct me if I'm wrong.
I know we say it a lot, but Saturday night, Tommy Scarfoni was the reason RIT won that hockey game.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Wilkie and Laskowski now both have a goal and an assist?
I believe so.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they both did.
Wilkie assisted JoJo's goal. Lasko assisted Wilkie's goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lasky's goal was unassisted, which is crap. Wilkie should have gotten an assist.
He should have gotten another assist for that.
The
Agreement.
Notre Dame player had possession.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Then he tripped over himself or his teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I remember that because we
Tim and I went back and forth on that one a few times, but
okay.
Because we started doing he fell down, he can't skate, and like 2 seconds later we saw Lasky score. We're like, oh, forget the chant, let's go.
Notre Dame won 40 of 63 faceoffs in this game.
They still couldn't score a single goal to save
proof that sometimes faceoffs matter and sometimes
they don't.
Aiden Hansen-Bukata with a massive block to end the second period as well.
Have yourself a game.
Oh, that one looked like it hurt too. He was feeling it going off the ice after that one, but man, just what a game all around, everybody up and down the lineup. The penalty kill, the power play was moving around, even though they only had 7 shots and they only got the 1 goal. They were whipping around, and Notre Dame just fell apart in the third. They really did. And I've never
like they gave up.
They did. They didn't pull their goalie.
They just gave up. They were done. It was kind of pathetic to watch because I'm sitting there looking at this going.
They didn't even try to pull their goalie.
And the goalie wanted to
gave up.
I'm sitting there.
You could see him looking at the bench like
he was motioning.
Are you gonna go?
Like I sat there looking like, all right, they're gonna pull him, they're gonna pull him, they're gonna pull him, and then nothing happened. I'm sitting there going, why are they not pulling him? Like, give yourself a chance to at least make it close, or prevent the shutout and look like a bunch of idiots.
What a game!
Oh man, I'll take the shutout.
And then Tommy for the 3 stars just comes flying out like, let's go.
Oh,
I've never seen him so fired up after
already a legend when it comes to RIT hockey. That man's already a legend, if you ask me, when it comes to this program, easily. Like he is.
No, for sure. He's making the argument for one of the best goaltenders we've ever had, and we've had a lot of good goaltenders in this program.
And just the cultural thing, like the giant Tommy flag, everyone doing the thing with their hands, the big giant hand cutouts. Like, no, I've never seen another goaltender get that kind of love than him. It's kind of insane.
Still don't know where this started, but I love it.
I know exactly where it came from, and I can tell you after the pod because I'm not sure he wants to be mentioned on this.
What a game! What a weekend! Like I said, you could not have asked for a better weekend for RIT hockey. With the women getting 2 wins and the men doing what they did, not just beating Notre Dame, but the way they beat them in just such a, I don't want to say dominating fashion, but in a fashion where like you're gonna look at it and go, oh crap.
Yeah.
Can I mention something too? How did we only get 2? Like, we got like no more extra votes in the poll this week.
That shocked me. Honestly, it shocked me.
Like, what? Like, I get it. Holy Cross had a good weekend. We'll get to that in a minute. And other teams had good weekends. But did nobody see what RIT did against Notre Dame?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Notre Dame was also down in the receiving votes, but not in the top 20 part, right?
They were the second team out.
Yeah, they were like
going into this weekend.
They theoretically would have been 22.
Yeah. And that was after splitting with Clarkson, who was a very good hockey team too. And we're going to.
Can I also say that
We'll see them in January, but
I really hope that Notre Dame ends up just whooping some people and gets up in the pairwise so that we can look better as a result.
Yes, 100%. Yes, we want that. We want
Please, Notre
to have a
Dame, do
great
better.
year after this because
Do better.
especially
catapult
against
us.
Minnesota and Michigan, and
yeah, that would be nice to see.
that would be
Some upsets
huge
there would be
for us.
great.
That would be insane.
Okay,
Also, I don't know how
now
you
that
can
we've beaten down on you, go win the Big Ten, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I don't know how you can look at Notre Dame and go, how was this an upset this weekend? They weren't nationally ranked. Like,
people are calling it an upset left and right. And I'm like, I'm sorry, this
like,
ain't an upset.
This is not an upset. Like, we are
Nope.
matched very evenly with them. Don't give me
Oh,
that.
you know what that means is nobody around the country gave us a chance in this game.
No, they all thought we were going to get destroyed.
And I think that's what makes it a little bit sweeter. Like, I'll be honest. I mean, I gave us a chance, but I was like, I don't know. It's Notre Dame, and their goaltender's really good. They got a bunch of draft picks. They're a good hockey team, but
that made zero difference. Zero difference it made.
Zero difference. No,
also,
Ryan Bishel had a good game. Let's not knock
he did.
him at all. He had a good game, and Notre Dame, they're fast, and their power play it's kind of scary. But we held them in check, which is good. I think the fast start. I'm pretty sure it was me that mentioned it, but Notre Dame likes to start slow and pick it up. And I think I think the key to the game was start fast, and we did.
We gassed them. By the end of the first period, they were they were shot. They had nothing left.
I mean, after the second period, they had to have been shaking their heads like, we just put up 17 shots on this guy in one period, and we couldn't score. They had a guy who pretty much had
well, that guy got beat by you a couple years ago and didn't want to have that happen again.
Top of the circle, clear-cut breakaway, and Scarfy just snagged it out of the air. It was unbelievable. I will say that was his best game as a Tiger. And it's kind of hard.
100%.
And he's had a lot of best games as a Tiger in the last.
This was the icing on the cake. This was the icing on the cake, though.
You could tell he wanted this one bad.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, he wanted this one, which was good.
Also, how many homecomings in a row does this make now?
5. Unbeaten in our last 8. After not winning. I thought it was like 6. Well, because we had the ties. So it's 5. It's 5 wins in a row, but I think we had 3 ties in there too. So
3 ties in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that has got to be the most anticlimactic way for homecoming to
Bowling Green, UConn, and Northeastern were all ties. Yeah, so it was 3 ties in a row after like never winning a homecoming game. We were unbeaten in our last 8.
I'll take that.
There was a stretch where we lost like 8 or 9 games in a row at Blue Cross Arena.
Not anymore.
Like, we couldn't win there, and now it's like, we don't lose.
This team just looks different when they're there too. Like they're playing with a whole other level of ferocity than they do at GPC.
I mean, when you got 10,500 people,
there's
pretty easy to get amped up for that game for sure.
Mm-hmm. Should we talk about scores around the league?
Do we have to?
I'd rather do that.
I'd rather not. It was a tough week.
I don't know. Air Force
it wasn't bad. It wasn't
with Michigan State.
It was okay.
Yeah. Hey guys, Air Force is back.
Air Force won their patented Thursday game.
Good Lord.
Air Force is back.
It's because Air Force football was at home.
Did they win?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
Boise State lost. They were up 20. They were up 20 points with like 4.5 minutes left to play, and they still lost.
Didn't you guys lose to Colorado? Coach Prime beat you guys?
Oh, probably. The Broncos are not doing well this year.
Ooh, good game. Air Force won 34-27.
Neither are the Denver Broncos either.
Well, there's a reason I didn't qualify which Broncos I was talking about. Air Force beat Michigan State 6-5 on Thursday, and Michigan State, the Spartans, I couldn't think of what their nickname was, won 5-3 on Friday.
And if Air Force didn't have a lapse in like the early third period where they gave up 2 quick ones, Air Force could have won that game as well. So they were about 2 minutes away from maybe sweeping Michigan
Sweeping them.
State would have been nuts.
Well, I'm also going to bring up the point of didn't Air Force also have like a 4-goal lead in game 1 and gave up and almost like they just like they squeaked it out. So they kind of had 2 lapses. One of them, only one of them cost them a win though.
Yeah. Guy Blessing is back and he looks good. Even I mean, he
Didn't miss him.
gave up a bunch of goals, but I mean, he still made some big saves in that. Early in that first game, he made some big saves. Yes, Air Force was up 5-1. They gave up 3 straight. Although the 5th
Wow.
goal was with 4 seconds. The 5th goal for Michigan State was with 4 seconds left. So
Theoretically, it was more 6-4 was the final score.
yeah, pretty much. Basically, I mean, like that's basically an empty net goal. That like you don't necessarily count really. So
Yeah. It doesn't go to show how dominant they were in that game.
right.
Holy Cross swept UConn in a home and home 2-1 Friday
That is-
and 2-0 Saturday.
UConn was
That
ranked.
was wild. Not anymore, they're not.
They're not. They didn't even get any votes.
Oh, that's right. Down
They
was
went-
talking about that.
They went from 20th in the poll to no votes. Oh,
I- Can Holy Cross just
hey
be bad
guys,
this
Holy
year?
Cross is good.
Hey, Holy
leave a
Cross. Let's hope come the postseason we just get the Air Force Holy Cross matchup where they just
I'm glad like
beat
we're
the hell out
done
of each
with
other and it's
them.
just like whatever team makes out is wailed.
I'm glad we play them next weekend and then we're done with them.
Who, Holy Cross, yeah.
Yes, because I'm so glad we don't have to play them late in the year.
Did you just say next weekend?
Well, then there's this upcoming weekend. All right, so there's this upcoming weekend and then the next weekend.
The weekend after this one.
Anyway, Miami of Ohio swept Canisius. I don't feel bad for Canisius.
Neither do I.
4-2 and 4-1.
Good.
I skipped the Colgate Sacred Heart series. My brain is a mess. Colgate swept Sacred Heart 3-2 Friday and not so close Saturday 6-1. Quinnipiac swept AIC. Another story of one close game, one very much not. Quinnipiac
AIC got throttled game 2.
Quinnipiac needed overtime to beat AIC at AIC, but then Quinnipiac they used their home ice advantage quite well, shutting out the Yellow Jackets 8-0.
How much about Eric Lang left the ice before the handshake could happen?
Something. Omaha joke from last year. Omaha swept Niagara 8-1 and 2-1.
Oh,
Good.
Omaha got the revenge on Niagara.
North Dakota beat Army 7-2 on Friday, and Army would lose the second game of the icebreaker to Bemidji State in overtime 3-2 Saturday.
Also, AIC was up until like 3 minutes left in that game too on Friday.
AIC moment.
That would have been a nice win for the conference though. So
Yeah, but I'm glad Eric Lang lost because screw that guy.
And the first conference game of the year for Atlantic Hockey ended in a tie, 3-3.
I
With
love
Mercy-
but hey,
Mercyhurst
guess what?
winning
They
the
did a
shootout,
shootout
1-0.
unlike the CHA.
Who won the shootout? Or was the shootout a tie also?
That would be quite amusing.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, Mercyhurst won the shootout 1-0.
After how many shooters do you just say, screw it, we're done?
How many shooters did they go through?
That doesn't matter.
Oh, I think because you're making it
They
sound
don't-
like they went through like a ton.
No, I'm just saying, like, if the shootout, like, at what point do you just say, screw it, this game ends in a tie?
Oh, okay.
What? Once you go through everybody on the bench, and then if you
Restart.
have to get the goalies involved,
I don't
Restart.
know. The goalies don't shoot.
they
They
should.
should. Goalie
That-
goal. I think
I
funny.
did
I'm telling-
see
I'm
Carly
telling Luke Lush
Jackson
to get
at
over the boards like immediately. He is one of the best puck handling goaltenders I've ever seen.
Who is this?
Luke.
Oh, Lush, yeah.
I
Yeah, if we
did.
had to get the goalies involved, I want Luke taking a shot.
At the NWHL All-Star game a couple of years ago, I saw Carly Jackson take a shootout attempt, and I think she scored on it. So
That's funny.
The
Imagine-
Sabres did it. The Sabres did a skills competition a few years ago, and Carter Hutton also scored a goal on Linus Allmark.
Can you imagine Linus Allmark coming off the Bruins bench and being like, "I'm taking this penalty shot. Let's go."
He shouldn't because he was horrible in the one that he did. So
also, I would like to point out that the 3-3 tie had fewer people there, according to the box score, than either of our women's games did this weekend.
because they don't have any fans.
We have fans, Dan. They have nothing.
I know,
And
that was the point.
Not even the parents go watch because they're just so over their kids.
No, they probably just don't want to travel to Erie.
Because what
Yeah,
is there
well,
to do in Erie?
I would
Watch
Nothing.
hockey. That's about
Not watch Mercyhurst. That's what.
I do want to go to an Otters game though. I gotta get down there for that.
Coming up this week, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Michigan State football probably plays at home on Saturday.
Yeah, they're playing Michigan.
Oh,
that's a big
one. That's a big one.
Canisius travels up to East Lansing Thursday and Friday, both 7:00 games.
Let's go, D Mikes.
Holy Cross heads to Mercyhurst, 7 Friday, 5 Saturday.
What Holy Cross goes to Mercyhurst?
Mercyhurst, Robert Morris, they're basically the same thing. They played each
Same
other,
thing,
they tied.
yeah.
They must be the same team.
Change uniforms.
Penn State hosts AIC at 7 on Friday and TBA on Saturday? Question mark?
I don't think that'll be interesting because the Penn State football game is at noon, and I know it's on the road, but they probably didn't announce a time because they didn't know when that game was going to be until about 2 weeks ago. So do they have a time
It's a
now?
5:00 game on Saturday. It's listed
I have a
on
7
Penn State's website.
Yeah, so
Bentley hosts Stonehill at 7:05 Friday and 5:30 on Saturday. Is Niagara what? Okay, we got a single game between Niagara and Mercyhurst.
it's the weird you play a team 3 times thing.
Yeah, but I would
That's
expect
why we're getting all
Niagara to
these
have it
single
on a
games.
Thursday.
Well, the club team's only playing Friday. That's why it's on Saturday.
Niagara is the host for that game. That game's at 7:00 on Saturday.
It's the Niagara club team.
And then Air Force has to make quite a long flight to Alaska Anchorage.
Oh,
7:07 AKT and 5:07 AKT Friday, Saturday.
what does AKT translate to? I've never heard that before.
Alaska time, I'm assuming.
That's weird. That is so weird. Nate, does Niagara's club team play Friday?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He's looking it up.
But if you would like to watch the games that Air Force is playing up at Alaska Anchorage, they will be streamed on YouTube apparently.
That's weird.
Yes, Niagara's club team is home on Friday and Saturday.
That's funny.
I have no idea what is.
I think it's 11. I think it's a 6-hour.
That sounds right. Also,
Yeah.
thank you, Google, for being practically useless in this situation.
CHN has it at 11:07 and 9:07 Eastern.
That
So I
sounds
assume
right.
that's right. I don't like assuming things with CHN, but you know. Well, I would trust that one.
And the only other series that we haven't talked about is The Sacred Heart Pioneers come to GPC for the first men's game at GPC that actually counts this year.
I'm so tired of playing that. That's not even funny.
I
It's
am
like
also sick of it.
every time we play a game at home, it's Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart, Sacred
Now,
Heart. Like, great. Give us literally anyone else.
copy and paste literally what we said last year.
Yeah.
These are going to be two good hockey games. And we are begging for a certain goaltender to play on Saturday.
Yes, please, God. I will be so freaking happy. It's not even funny.
If Luke plays in the game on Saturday, it's going to be nuts.
It'll be hysterical. The corner will go absolutely insane.
Like we've talked about before, we have played at home against Sacred Heart in 8 of the last 9 meetings. We have 3 straight 3-1 wins. So score prediction, guys.
3-1.
3-1. Hopefully not with matching
5 minutes.
5-minute games like we had in the first game, or a tripping call on our goalie like we saw in the second game.
Or how
I
about
hate that so much?
How about an empty net goal with 0.1 left on the clock?
That was
a
kind of
phantom
great,
face off. That was the phantom face off
hey,
game.
Carter Wilkie won the face off. All right. So
I know.
did anybody ever tell him that too? Because that's funny.
I have no idea.
Probably not.
We have won 6 out of our last 7 against them as well. So, and the one loss was I'm sorry, 4 straight games with a score of 3-1, but 3 straight wins of 3-1. The one game was a game 2 loss in the playoff series after that insane 1-0 overtime win in game 1, and then game 3 was nuts.
Dan Willett's goal in that game was insane. Oh my God.
RIT Sacred Heart, man, always a good hockey game.
Yes, it is.
Rare blowouts. There are not very many of them. If you go all the way back through the history between RIT and Shoe, as some people call them, 33, 16, and 2 all time. So should be a good one.
It should be. Let's do
Very excited. Sacred Heart brought back a lot of guys that can score as well. So
who's their goaltender now?
don't know, don't care. Don't know, don't care.
You know what? Fair enough. Let's do our predictions. Start with Dan, go to Nate, and with me.
Sweep 3-1, 3-1.
Chase Clark has played both games so far.
Interesting.
And he's allowed 9 goals.
Okay, then. Not great for them. Good for us.
Now, he's made 79 saves. So he makes a lot of saves. He's almost averaging 40 shots a game.
He just gives up a lot of goals.
But gives up a lot of goals. So I'm gonna go sweep as well. I think one of these games is gonna be 3-1, but then I know I just said the blowouts are rare, but I just have a feeling that we're just gonna turn on the gas at some point in this series and just blow them out of the water.
I'm thinking the same thing, except for actually I shouldn't say that. I'm thinking it's gonna be 2 blowouts. I'm thinking like at least 3 goals we're up by at the end of every game. I think it'll be like
and JJ
4-1, 5-2,
comes in with his homer take.
Hey man, I'll be that guy. That's fine with me.
It's funny because like this was the big series last year, but I think the Holy Cross series coming up after this is the big series for us this year. So it's like you can't look ahead to Holy Cross. You got to stay in with Sacred Heart, and
you got to stomp these guys first and then go into.
I mean, Sacred Heart was picked to finish second in the conference, so
I don't know what they were smoking when they made that decision, but
I still can't believe Holy Cross was not number 2. But whatever.
So Holy Cross should have been number 2.
I think we're in for a good one. Another classic RIT Sacred Heart series, good games, physical games, and again, there's a storyline already built in if Luke Lutch gets into a game. So,
I really hope he does. Oh my God, be amazing.
it'll be nuts. Very excited. Blackout Saturday. Get your black jerseys at the store.
If
There
there's
aren't
any left. So there was 160 as of what, Friday or Saturday, and then like
as of
10
the
of us
first
bought them.
game there, yeah, and then a
bought like
bunch
10
of
of
people
us.
bought them.
10 of us bought them all. So
Yeah,
if you don't wear any-
I'm over at Clark Gym on Saturday, and I just get a text from JJ of Nate wearing this jersey, and he's like, you need a black jersey for the podcast. Like,
yes, Dan, go spend $100 on a jersey. Do it now.
So funeral director Dan on Saturday is what we need.
All black suit.
You want me to go black shirt, black tie again?
Yes, 100%. Do it for the
100%.
blackout, because you know we're gonna get.
Yo,
Ed to
but
do
seriously, Saturday night, wear black. Tell your friends, bring people. If you had fun at homecoming, you will have fun at this game. If you didn't go to homecoming, well, I'm sorry. Come to this game.
If you didn't go to homecoming, it's probably because you were asking 10 minutes before the gates opened. Does anyone have tickets I can buy? Like, guys, come on.
God, that was so.
That was so. I will say this. So, Kaz, good friend of the show,
door about 15 minutes before puck drop too.
So Kaz had a spare ticket for Corner Crew and didn't realize it until we had gotten inside, and said he thought about making a random channel because he's the Discord creator. Thought about making a random channel called a random ticket and just throwing a screenshot of it up and just to see the chaos ensue. Trying to flood into Blue Cross, trying to scan this one ticket to see if they can get in. It would have been so funny.
But yes, everybody wear black. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a very good time. And that being said, it's gonna wrap it up for this week. If you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If your name, even if your name is not Aaron Huss, we will still read it. In the description is also a ton of links to various things, such as is the Discord link in the description of this video?
Has been every single video we've posted.
Sure. For some reason, I didn't realize that. Discord link is there. It's also in the Instagram, which has been getting a lot of traction lately, thanks to the meme lord himself, Ryan West. Shout out to you again for making us all wet our pants laughing at the absolutely hysterical memes you're posting that we get to then throw up on Instagram to clown Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame took very kindly they saw those. Discord is getting pretty big. Stay in there. We're going to be using it to plug more about the blackout and some other special theme nights that we're working on doing throughout the year. Keep your eyes on the Discord for that, and also the Instagram. We'll be putting stuff on there. Also, Twitter is a thing still, or X, whatever you want to call it. It's there. We don't really do much with it, but it's there. Dan, your shoulder would disappear when you did that. With all that out of the way, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next weekend. Go Tigers.
Roll Tech.
I never had.
Rudy was offside.
Shut up. You already used that bit last week.